Hi, Stephen Allen here. This is the day before I start shooting my new drum DVD, and I thought I would take this time right now to just talk about a few things that I might not get to or we'll go over twice, which is good for you. No. The first thing is first, I want to announce that for the past, it's been almost a year now, I'm proudly endorsing MRP Custom Drums. And this is just one of the kits that you'll see in the DVD. This is the kit that I designed myself, and they executed beautifully. And just want to talk about the setup I'm going to be using for a little bit that you'll see. And you're going to see all three kits in the DVD. But I just want to talk about this one a little bit. It's very special to me. Again, it's the first kit that they made for me, and it's a fantastic kit. It's a 4-ply maple shell, extremely thin, which is great for me. I don't like to lug around heavy drums, as I'm sure none of you do, and it works out good for me. They're extremely light. Um, One special thing that I had done on this kit is I had the mounts for the toms and the floor toms directly drilled into the shell, as opposed to using a rim suspension mount. And the reason for this was, again, this is generally my gigging setup, my travel setup, and it's something that I could grab and throw in the car, and it just makes it a little easier for me to shoot around with. But you'll see the other two kits have suspension mounts. So that was just something a little noteworthy that I did for this kit. Um, First and foremost, this is in any way, it's not some kind of commercial for the MRP Custom Drum Company. I'm genuinely excited and proud to be playing these drums and to be able to have the opportunity to work with the great folks over there. And this kit they made for me is again, a 4-ply maple kit. It's finished in a natural lacquer, so you can see the maple, which you're probably not getting from this particular video, but it's just beautiful. You can see all the swirls, they're accented, and it's just it's amazing something so simple could be this beautiful on an instrument. And always being a fan of natural wood grains, uh, it's really an amazing kit. The set altogether is a little larger than this. It features an 8, 10, and 12-inch rack tom, and a 15 by 13 floor tom, 16 by 22 bass drum, and my favorite, this is a 13 by 5 aluminum snare drum. Most of you who've known me and have seen my other videos know that I'm a very big fan of the aluminum snare drums. I think they give you kind of the best of both worlds between a metal snare drum and a wood drum. You get the crack and the attack, the crispness that a metal snare drum will give you, such as a stainless steel or a copper. Um, but it has plenty of the warmth of a wood drum. So I'm very happy with it. It complements the kit very nicely, and it looks really good too. One thing that's important to me is when I started working with MRP drums was the question to go across the 8, 10, and 12 toms depth-wise has always been um, either all 8 inches, so 8 by 8, 10 by 8, 12 by 8, or 8 by 7, 12 by 8, and then the 10 I would never know whether to stick with a 10 by 8 or go traditional with the 10 by 7. Something always kind of irked me about having two 7s and an 8, which I'm sure is more of a drum tech nerd thing, but for those of you who are into it, you understand. And I immediately just asked if they could do a 10 by 7.5, and it was no problem at all. They said, yeah, we cut it to 7 3/4 depth if you want. So I literally felt like I was building my own, creating my own drum set out of just, whatever I was thinking, and it ended up being my favorite tom in the kit. So in a two-tom setup such as this, that's what's going on here. This is the 10 by 7.5 tom. Um, as far as the bass drum goes, 18 by 22 is such a popular and standard size and something I've always used, but I kind of miss the 16 by 22. I miss the attack I would get off the head, the way it felt, and it all depends on the drum and the tuning. I don't lose anything by playing a 16 by 22 bass drum as opposed to an 18 or even a longer drum, as what's kind of more popular today, and what I have on some of my other sets, which sound great. But I did want a 16 by 22 bass drum, and I'm very happy with this one. One thing I also want to point out that I really like about the kit is, if you can see, the lugs are so small, and they're kind of cool. They're like a circle with they kind of got this octagon thing going on. They're very unobtrusive. They don't mask the shell in any way. Um, it's just very minimalized, and it ends up creating an awesome looking. And I think it contributes to the sound of the drums. The 15 by 13 floor tom right now is being mounted as a suspended floor tom. Um, my kit in the studio is mounted on a drum frame. If you're familiar with the drum frame, or if you're not, it's a ergonomic rack system that your drum kit can be mounted on. This is the light drum frame. It allows the bass drum, hi-hat, and snare drum to be suspended on a platform connected to this seat with the back support, which is great for me. It allows me to play longer. It tilts the drums kind of into you, and it's truly a great product. The best way for you to learn more about it, I would suggest, is to look it up, drumframe.com, and check it out. Very helpful to me as a side note. But yeah, so the 15 by 13 floor tom is mounted, suspended for the purpose of being on the frame, but it does have legs, which I'm a big fan of. And let's talk about tuning and setup a little bit.